Fellow Americans, have you ever wondered why organizations like the World Health Organization push dependency over self-reliance? There's a hidden agenda at play, and it all comes down to control. They don't want you growing the 10 essential wild edible plants I'm about to share, because these plants can give you true independence when it comes to food and survival. We're talking about crops that sustained civilizations for thousands of years. They grow without chemicals, thrive without constant attention, and cost virtually nothing. Yet we've been convinced to rely on packaged foods shipped from thousands of miles away. Why? Because your dependency fuels their profit. Today, we break free. This list is more than gardening tips. It's a blueprint for real food security. I've spent over 15 years studying traditional food systems, and what I've discovered is simple. These plants aren't just food. They're medicine, survival tools, and your ticket to independence. Let's dive right into this game-changing information, starting with number 1 on our list. Number 1. Wild amaranth. Amaranthus retroflexus might sound like something out of a botany textbook, but don't let the name fool you. This so-called weed is one of the most valuable survival crops on the planet. For anyone serious about long-term food security, wild amaranth offers something rare. A complete nutritional package that delivers both plant-based protein and mineral-rich greens, all from a single crop. Unlike most vegetables, amaranth is a complete protein, containing every essential amino acid your body needs, levels comparable to quinoa, yet without the delicate growing conditions quinoa requires. What makes amaranth truly remarkable is its dual harvest. The seeds can be collected in abundance, stored for years, and ground into flour, creating a gluten-free grain rich in iron, calcium, and magnesium. At the same time, the leaves function as one of the most nutrient-dense greens you can grow, tasting similar to spinach but with even more vitamins per serving. Whether you sauté them, stir them into soups, or eat them raw in salads, the leaves ensure a steady supply of fresh food while the seeds give you long-term storage security. The survival advantage comes from amaranth's toughness. This plant thrives where others collapse. Poor soil, drought, heat, even unpredictable weather patterns. Once established, it self-seeds heavily, guaranteeing that new crops will return year after year with virtually no labor on your part. In a prepper's world, that means you're not just planting for one season, you're creating a self-renewing food system that feeds your family indefinitely. Plant amaranth this fall, and by next summer, you could be harvesting both nutrient-dense greens and pounds of protein-rich seeds. It's not just a vegetable or a grain, it's the ultimate prepper plant, a self-sustaining food source that turns your backyard into a renewable grocery store. Number 2. Purslane. Portulaca oleracea might sound like an exotic delicacy, but most people dismiss it as a nuisance weed sprouting from sidewalks and driveways. What they don't realize is that it's one of the most nutrient-dense survival foods you could ever grow. Purslane is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, more than most types of fish, and it's one of the richest plant-based sources of this essential nutrient anywhere in the world. For preppers who may not always have access to meat or seafood, this makes purslane an absolute game-changer. But the benefits don't stop there. Purslane delivers high levels of vitamin A for vision and immune strength, vitamin C for skin and wound healing, and generous amounts of calcium and iron for strong bones and energy production. Its thick, juicy leaves have a refreshing tang that makes them perfect for salads, pickling, or sautéing. Add them to soups, stews, or stir-fries, and you'll see why Mediterranean countries prize purslane as a gourmet ingredient that sells for premium prices. While here in America, most people spray it with herbicides. From a survival standpoint, purslane is nearly indestructible. It thrives in hot, dry conditions where other crops wither, making it one of the few plants that actually improves under stress. It grows rapidly, spreading to form a natural ground cover that prevents erosion, suppresses weeds, and improves soil health over time. Once established, it produces fresh greens all season long with virtually no input from you. No fertilizers, no irrigation systems, no special care required. Plant purslane this fall, and by next summer, you'll have a resilient, self-sustaining crop that provides vital nutrients year after year. It's more than just a salad green. It's survival insurance growing right at your feet. Number 3. Lamb's quarters. Chenopodium album is hands down one of the most underrated survival foods on the planet. Most people rip it out of their gardens as a nuisance, completely unaware they're discarding a nutritional goldmine. Closely related to spinach and quinoa, lamb's quarters actually surpasses both. Gram for gram, it contains more iron than spinach, more protein than quinoa, and massive amounts of vitamin A, critical for vision, immune function, and overall health. The taste is mild, pleasant, and often compared to spinach, but without the bitterness. Young, tender leaves are perfect raw in salads or wraps, while older leaves hold up beautifully to cooking, whether steamed, sautéed with garlic, or added to soups and stews. The plant doesn't stop at greens either. Its tiny black seeds are edible and versatile, offering a complete protein source that can be cooked like rice, blended into porridges, or ground into flour for baking. This makes lamb's quarters not just a vegetable but a grain alternative as well. What really makes lamb's quarters a prepper's dream is its resilience. It thrives where most vegetables struggle. Poor soils, drought conditions, and even light frosts don't faze it. The plant grows fast, produces abundantly, and keeps supplying food well into late fall. Once you've got it established, it will reseed itself generously, giving you reliable new crops season after season with almost no maintenance. For anyone serious about long-term food security, lamb's quarters is a must-have. It's hardy, versatile, highly nutritious, and self-renewing, exactly the kind of crop you want in a survival garden. What most people see as a weed, preppers know as one of nature's most generous gifts. Number 4. Wild garlic. Allium canadense is nature's low-maintenance answer to expensive grocery store garlic. And the beauty of this plant is that the entire thing is edible. The underground bulbs deliver a sweeter, milder version of the garlic you know, while the green shoots can be harvested and used like scallions or chives. Even the delicate star-shaped flowers are edible, adding both a garlicky punch and a splash of color to salads and side dishes. From a nutritional standpoint, wild garlic holds its own against cultivated garlic. It's packed with allicin and sulfur compounds known for their antibacterial and antiviral properties. Add to that antioxidants that support heart health, fight inflammation, and boost immunity, and you've got one of the most powerful natural medicines you can grow. The best part? Unlike commercial garlic, which is planted and harvested once per year, wild garlic keeps giving. Bulbs harvested in fall can be stored for months, while shoots and greens appear early in spring and continue producing well into late autumn. From a prepper's perspective, wild garlic is as close to foolproof as it gets. Plant it this fall, and you'll establish perennial colonies that expand naturally year after year. It thrives in a wide range of environments, from sunny beds to shady woodland edges, from moist soils to dry patches. Once rooted, it requires virtually no care. Over time, wild garlic forms dense, self-sustaining patches that provide a steady harvest with minimal effort. There's also a bonus most gardeners overlook. Wild garlic acts as a natural pest deterrent. Its pungent compounds repel many harmful insects while attracting beneficial pollinators, making it a built-in protector for your survival garden. With its combination of culinary versatility, medicinal potency, and effortless growth, wild garlic is far more than a seasoning. It's a survival essential, bringing flavor, resilience, and health benefits to your homestead year after year. Number 5. Plantain. Plantago major may look like just another weed in your yard, but it's one of the most valuable survival plants you can cultivate. Known for centuries as nature's bandage, plantain is both food and medicine wrapped into one. Its leaves contain antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and wound-healing compounds, making them a time-tested remedy for cuts, stings, insect bites, burns, and even skin irritations. Crush a fresh leaf, apply it directly, and you've got an instant poultice that rivals expensive ointments. Nutritionally, plantain is no slouch either. It's rich in vitamins A and C, calcium, and iron, nutrients that are absolutely critical in a long-term survival or preparedness plan. The young leaves are tender with a slightly bitter edge, perfect for raw salads. As the plant matures, the tougher leaves become excellent for simmering in soups, stews, or teas. The seeds that grow on tall spikes have another hidden value. They act as a natural form of psyllium, supporting digestive health in the same way pricey supplements do. But what makes plantain a true survival superstar is its resilience. This plant thrives in conditions that defeat most crops: poor soil, compacted earth, drought, and neglect. You'll find it flourishing in sidewalk cracks, dirt paths, and worn-out fields, unfazed by foot traffic or environmental stress. Once it takes root, it becomes a reliable perennial that bounces back stronger each season without any special care. By planting plantain this fall, you're essentially creating a living first aid kit and food source right in your backyard. It's dependable, renewable, and endlessly useful. Few plants offer this combination of nutrition, healing, and resilience. In a survival scenario, that kind of versatility isn't just convenient, it's life-saving. Number 6. Dandelion. Taraxacum officinale is easily the most misunderstood plant in America. While homeowners pour billions into herbicides to eliminate it, Europeans pay top dollar for it in gourmet markets. The irony? This so-called weed is one of the most complete food and medicine sources you could ever grow. Every single part, leaf, root, and flower, is edible, nutrient-dense, and beneficial to your health. The leaves are nutritional all-stars, loaded with vitamin K for bone health, vitamin A for vision and immunity, plus calcium and iron. Young leaves are mild enough for fresh salads, while mature leaves add depth when sautéed or added to soups and stews. The roots, once roasted and ground, make an earthy coffee substitute that actually supports liver health. And those bright yellow blossoms? They can be transformed into wine, jellies, or battered fritters that taste as good as they look. What elevates dandelion beyond simple nutrition is its medicinal value. The bitter compounds in the leaves stimulate bile production, aiding digestion and natural detoxification. The roots are rich in inulin, a prebiotic fiber that nourishes beneficial gut bacteria. In essence, dandelion functions as both food and a wellness system, a true example of nature's design where nourishment and medicine are one. From a cultivation standpoint, dandelion is almost impossible to kill. Its deep taproot not only anchors the plant, but also breaks up compacted soils and draws minerals from depths other plants can't reach. It self-seeds prolifically and blooms multiple times each season, ensuring a steady harvest from early spring to late fall. Once established, it thrives without care, returning year after year stronger than before. Plant dandelion this fall, and you'll gain a perennial source of nutrient-rich greens, restorative roots, and versatile flowers. Forget the weed killer. This is a survival superfood that costs nothing and keeps on giving. Number 7. Wood sorrel. Oxalis stricta may resemble a simple clover, but this modest-looking plant is one of the most underrated wild edibles you can add to your garden. Pound for pound, wood sorrel contains more vitamin C than oranges, making it a powerful immune booster that grows freely and abundantly. Its bright lemony flavor adds zest to everyday meals, providing the tang of citrus without relying on expensive fruit shipped from across the world. Every part of wood sorrel is edible, giving you multiple harvest options from a single patch. The tender, heart-shaped leaves are perfect in salads or sandwiches, while the cheerful yellow flowers can be used as colorful garnishes or brewed into a refreshing tea. The seed pods, with their crunchy, sour bite, are a hit with kids and make for a unique snack straight from the plant. What truly makes wood sorrel invaluable is its effortless growth habit. This perennial thrives in partial shade and less than ideal soils, areas where many crops fail. It spreads naturally through underground runners and self-seeding, forming thick mats of greenery that return year after year without your intervention. Once established, it becomes a self-sustaining food source that produces continuously throughout the growing season. Culinarily, wood sorrel is far more than just survival food. It's a flavor enhancer. Use fresh leaves as a garnish for soups and stews, blend them into pestos, or sprinkle them over fish and roasted vegetables for a citrusy lift. In fact, many chefs prize its lemon-like tang for elevating dishes in ways that store-bought herbs can't. For preppers, homesteaders, and food lovers alike, wood sorrel represents the perfect blend of nutrition, resilience, and culinary versatility. It's living proof that wild plants can provide not only sustenance but also flavors that rival gourmet ingredients. Number 8. Chickweed. Stellaria media may look like a delicate little ground cover, but don't let appearances fool you. This is one of the hardiest and most valuable wild greens you can cultivate. With a crisp, mild flavor reminiscent of lettuce, chickweed outshines most store-bought greens in both nutrition and resilience. It's rich in vitamins A and C, iron, and calcium, making it a nutrient-dense staple that thrives when other crops give up. The entire above-ground portion of chickweed is edible, offering flexibility in the kitchen. Eat it raw in salads, wraps, or sandwiches for a fresh crunch. Toss it into soups, stir-fries, or sautés, where it wilts almost instantly while adding flavor and valuable nutrients. Its pleasant, mild taste makes it one of the best gateway wild edibles, perfect for introducing family and friends to foraged foods without the strong bitterness that turns many beginners away. What truly sets chickweed apart is its resilience. Unlike most vegetables that collapse at the first frost, chickweed continues growing strong in cold weather. Plant it in the fall, and you'll enjoy a steady supply of tender greens through winter in many climates. Fast growth means it can be ready to harvest in just a few weeks, providing much-needed nutrition when traditional gardens are bare. Chickweed also plays a hidden role as a soil builder. Its sprawling growth suppresses weeds, reduces erosion, and contributes organic matter as it decomposes, functioning as both a cover crop and a food source. For preppers and homesteaders, chickweed is a quiet powerhouse. It asks for almost nothing, grows when other plants fail, and delivers reliable, nutrient-rich harvests during the leanest months of the year. Add it to your survival garden, and you'll never look at this weed the same way again. Number 9. Wild Violet. Viola cerurea is one of the most underrated treasures in the world of wild edibles. A plant that provides both food and medicine in a single, elegant package. Its tender, heart-shaped leaves deliver impressive nutrition, packing more vitamin C than spinach and more vitamin A than carrots. Meanwhile, the delicate purple flowers contain soothing compounds traditionally used to ease coughs, sore throats, and respiratory irritation. In times of scarcity, that combination of nourishment and natural remedy is priceless. In the kitchen, wild violets are as versatile as they are beautiful. The mild-tasting leaves can be tossed into salads, layered on sandwiches, or sautéed like spinach. Their slightly mucilaginous texture makes them excellent natural thickeners for soups and stews, adding both body and nutrients. The flowers, however, are the real showstoppers, perfect for garnishing salads, steeping into calming teas, or crystallizing with sugar to create elegant desserts that rival anything from a gourmet bakery. From a survival perspective, wild violets are invaluable. These hardy perennials thrive where most crops fail, flourishing in shady corners, beneath trees and along north-facing walls. Once established, they spread into dense colonies that suppress weeds, prevent soil erosion, and return year after year without any special care. They're also among the earliest bloomers of spring, providing vital nectar to pollinators when little else is flowering, a quiet but critical role in maintaining healthy ecosystems. For preppers, homesteaders, and casual gardeners alike, wild violets embody resilience and abundance. They require virtually no effort yet deliver nutrient-rich food, medicinal benefits, natural ground cover, and pollinator support. By planting even a small patch, you secure a perennial source of health, beauty, and self-reliance, proof that sometimes the most powerful survival crops are the ones already growing quietly at your feet. Number 10. Wild Mustard. Brassica nigra and its close relatives are some of the most overlooked yet valuable wild edibles you can grow. Walk past a patch of wild mustard in the fall, and you're likely stepping over one of nature's best free food sources. The young leaves are mild and tender, perfect for tossing into salads or wilting lightly in a pan. As they mature, that signature mustard bite intensifies, adding bold flavor to soups, sautés, and stir-fries. The seeds can be dried, ground, and transformed into homemade mustard condiments that rival gourmet store-bought versions. Nutritionally, wild mustard is a powerhouse. It's rich in vitamin K for bone strength, vitamin A for eye and immune health, and vitamin C for overall resilience. Just as impressive are its glucosinolates, the same cancer-fighting compounds found in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts. In fact, wild mustard often contains even higher concentrations, making it a potent, no-cost superfood. From a cultivation perspective, wild mustard is practically foolproof. It germinates quickly, tolerates compacted or nutrient-poor soils, and grows vigorously with little attention. Once established, it produces abundant leaves and keeps delivering harvests even after flowering. Beyond its food value, wild mustard contributes to your garden ecosystem by attracting beneficial pollinators while naturally discouraging common pests. For preppers and home gardeners alike, wild mustard is a clear win. It's fast-growing, resilient, and loaded with nutrients, all while requiring minimal effort. Whether you're looking to add variety to your survival pantry, boost your diet with nutrient-dense greens, or create a self-sustaining food forest, wild mustard checks every box. Plant it this fall, and you'll discover just how powerful this weed can be when it comes to food security and long-term resilience. Now here's what fires me up, folks. Every one of these plants I've described grows wild across North America. They're free, abundant, and often more nutritious than grocery store produce. Yet we've been conditioned to call them weeds instead of resources. Think about that. While you're told that food security depends on fragile supply chains and corporate agriculture, nature has already provided a complete solution. These plants carried human populations through famines, wars, and disasters for centuries. They don't need fertilizers, pesticides, or special equipment. They just grow, thrive, and keep producing food year after year. Planting them in the fall is the real secret. Cooler weather helps roots establish. Winter moisture provides natural irrigation, and by spring, your wild food forest is already ahead of the game. While your neighbors are still planting their gardens, you'll be harvesting fresh greens. I've seen supply chains break down, storms, strikes, fuel shortages, emptying shelves in days. But with these 10 plants in your yard, you've got a backup system that doesn't depend on trucks or corporations. Imagine walking outside to harvest salad greens, medicinal herbs, and protein-rich seeds while others scramble for scraps. These wild edibles are more than food. They're medicine. Dandelion supports the liver, plantain heals wounds, wild garlic boosts immunity. They're dynamic accumulators too, pulling deep minerals into their leaves that store-bought vegetables can't match. Freshly harvested, they're more flavorful, more nutritious, and more powerful than anything wrapped in plastic at the store. And here's the kicker. There's no profit in teaching people to grow food that reproduces itself. That's why you never hear about this. But once you start, you'll never look at weeds the same way again. You'll see abundance, independence, and security growing right outside your door. So there you have it, folks. 10 wild edible plants that could transform your family's food security forever. These aren't just weeds you've been ignoring. They're nutritional powerhouses that have sustained civilizations for thousands of years. Plant them this fall, watch them establish over winter, and come spring you'll have a backyard pharmacy and grocery store combined. The choice is yours. Stay dependent on a system designed to keep you reliant. Or take back your power with plants that grow themselves and never let you down.